Heyo, it's Coach O again. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at the Toronto Raptors. Um, Toronto played against Boston last night, and I found that in the second quarter, there was kind of like a meltdown from the team, in my opinion. Yeah, so we're gonna see what that's about. I'm gonna take this one, start this one directly in that second quarter. And let's get it, guys. So we were talking a little bit in my previews about how my concern was the loss of Ibaka and the loss of Marc Gasol. How was it going to affect the team? And it's rebounding. Automatically, they lose a lot of rebound. Those are their two bigs. Granted, Ibaka is not the same player as he used to be, but he did provide some kind of rim protection for the Raptors. Marc Gasol was very good. Was very smart. He helped their offense out a lot. So they lose two big pieces. So let's take it over here. Raptors are down 11. And till this point, I think there's an outlier that happens a lot is the three ball was falling. But that doesn't mean that because we've been making a lot of threes, doesn't mean that we've been running proper offense. Because, you hear them talk about this a lot. It's a make or miss league. So a lot of the shots were falling, but eventually, I think at this point the Raptors were shooting about 70% from three. So it's gonna even out, and you got to keep playing solid, good, fundamental basketball. Great effort by Chris Boucher. He's been stepping up. Montreal native. Shout out Chris Boucher. Shout out Chris Boucher. I played against Chris when I was in college. We didn't stand a chance. We faced him in the provincial. For us to call it provincial. Most of you guys might know it as state. So, all right. So, let's look at what we have here. Ball's inbounded. We got to stay engaged. We got to stay engaged on the weak side, okay? So on the weak side, we have to stay engaged. Even though we're watching, we can't ball watch. See, Chris doesn't he turns his whole back to the ball. He's not even paying attention. And by the time the ball gets to the paint, now we're reacting. So now the Raptors are in defense mode right here. They're reacting to what the ball's doing. You can't turn your back on the weak side. Lose track of a shooter. He's not a shooter, but we lose track of a player that's basically by himself. And NBA players are good. If they're open, they got a good shot at making their shots. Got ball. I like Norm Powell. Norm Powell, I found he's always aggressive, and I think that always leads to good thing. The thing is, when you guys watch Norm Powell play, you guys will see that Norm Powell always like to get to the paint. Now, when you get to the paint, great things happen. What are the three shots that we need in basketball to be able to win? Layups, shots at the rims, shots at the rim. We get free throws if we get fouled, and inside out we kick out. We get corner threes, or we just get inside out threes. Those are the three shots that we want to get, the best shots for us to win basketball games. And all three of those things, they happen when we get to the rim. So that's why having a player that's aggressive like that, like Norman Powell, I think it's great on the team. So we're talking about rebounding. If we take it here, the Raptors are down 10. And you see here, we're out hustling, we're out rebounding because the Raptors are small. Oh, here's another one. And then we foul. That was my concern. You guys remember in my predictions, I was talking about how it might be a problem. The rebounding is going to be a problem. Letting it get to the paint. Now, how does that happen? Let's pay attention over here. How does that happen? What's happening on this weak side? So on this, we get a ball screen. We get 2 on the ball. Kyle Lowry is over here. So here, Peyton Pritchard has options. He could either dish it over here. We have a mismatch, a big on a small. Or like we do, Ojale shakes up, and we got the shake going to the corner, which is what he decides to do. We draw 2, but now it's too late. Now we're reacting to the ball. A little better sense of urgency, right? I think defensively, that's what, as you see the play develop here. And we foul. I find also that the Raptors are settling a little bit. Aside from Norman Powell, I don't really see, and Kyle Lowry at times, I don't really see anybody really looking to attack that paint. When Pascal Siakam attacks the paint, I've noticed that he a lot of times he's off balance. So he's not able to make that read that he has to make, whether it's to go up or to make a pass. Here we got away. This is like a stagger. And again, we're settling. We're settling. So if we look at it from here, we curl. Now here we have Chris. Chris has to make himself an option over here. Because look, again, you guys know what we're talking about. Once defense goes over the screen, we got 2-on-1. If we could slip out of this screen, if he rolls hard to the basket, now we got a decision to make. Big man's going to either stay with Norman Powell, right? Or what can also happen is if Chris rolls hard to the basket, this player has to engage because he's trying to protect the rim, right? And then over here, Stanley Johnson could shake up over here. But it's just patience. We need to be able to have patience on the rim. Just going to do it like this so you guys can see. Yep. Just need to be a little more patient. And you know, when you take bad shots, it's almost as good as taking a turnover. Bad shots is almost the same thing as you giving the other team the ball. So here the ball's got to shift sides. The ball's got to shift sides of the court, okay? So trying to get the ball, either get 2 feet in the paint. So here Kyle Lowry has the ball. Kyle Lowry draws 2 players here, right? Got 2. So we have an advantage. Chris is able to shoot that 3. So Chris, maybe, you know, options, could step out a little bit more, create a longer closeout for the next person to close out. Or what Chris could do is over here, roll going to the basket over here. Now we got to play because he would draw this defender and, you know, we got Norman Powell in the corner. So here, we got to keep the ball movement. The ball comes over here. They recovered. This player has to help because they know Chris is able to shoot, which is what he did, right? He stepped back. We got to swing over here. And then we keep that advantage moving because off the swing over here, who's the next person to help? It's going to be Jason Tatum. And now we have another 2-on-1 on this side. But the ball, once you have an advantage, it's got to keep moving. So once that ball freezes, you guys will see here, once that ball freezes, we lose our advantage. And now we're back to 1-on-1. And like I said, I just find that we're settling. We're settling a lot. We could get better shots. And this is Jason Tatum. We can't let Jason Tatum get into a rhythm 3. So Jason Tatum basically walked right into that one. If we pay attention here, off the missed shot, again, missed shots are almost the equivalent of you turning the ball over. Here, Jason Tatum, basically nobody picks him up. Nobody picks him up. If you're OG, you want to do a better, if you're OG, you want to do a better job of getting in front of him. If you're Chris, you got to turn and stop the ball. Can't just let Jason Tatum basically walk into this 3. Communication. He's too good. You can't let him walk into a 3. He's too good. All right. It gets worse. So when we're talking about spacing, so when we talk about spacing over here off the inbound, right? Let's start it from the top. Here, we inbound the ball, give the ball to Siakam over here. We're going to curl. This is a horn set. When you have your two bigs over here at the lanes, right? When you have your two bigs, 1 and 2, this is basically called a horn set. So Kyle Lowry is going to curl. We have the ball over here. So this is going to be a flex cut. So Kyle Lowry is going to go set a back screen for Stanley, and we're going to try to see if we can get Stanley. Now, this is hard to guard. Usually what teams will do is they'll switch it. So let's see how Boston defends that. Boston's going to switch. Peyton Pritchard does a great job of sealing. But on this switch, now we just clear, and now we're playing. So we curl back. Spacing is very bad. We have no gaps to attack. We got no gaps. We got no gaps. This would have been a great opportunity for Stanley. Stanley's still learning his new teammates. But this would have been a great opportunity for Stanley to shake on this. So here, shake up. Over here, make yourself visible to Kyle Lowry, and then maybe you could get a pass. I think it'll come. But yeah, so late shot clock, we miss a shot, and then we're gone. Oh yeah, we get the switch. Pascal's got to do a better job of moving his feet. So Pascal's at a disadvantage because Pascal ends up, they set a screen. Robert Williams set a screen. And now Pascal is going to set a screen. The ball's going to go out to Peyton Pritchard right here. And then here, Robert Williams is going to come set a screen on his man. Pascal's going to switch that. On this switch, the advantage is here. He's got the foot speed on Pascal. He's got to be able to get Pascal going down towards the basket, which is what he ends up doing. Now, the advantage over here is either he has a layup going to the basket. There's no shot blocking. There's nobody blocking shots. Stanley Johnson is not that guy, right? So your shot blocker in this situation, who's on the field, your highest leaper is guarding the ball. So he takes away that. So what he does is that he gets into his body and he's able to finish that layup. A little detail. I find that in the NBA, they switch a little bit too easy to my liking, but see here, if we're talking about Kyle, we're talking about Freddie. Fred VanVleet, look, he doesn't even think about taking a shot over here. He doesn't even. Fred VanVleet doesn't even think about taking a shot over here. Look, he's by himself over here. Fred VanVleet doesn't even think about shooting. He's by himself in the key. I find we're settling a little bit too much. Two feet in the paint. Small guards, 2 feet in the paint, make a play. Look, it's a 10-0 scoring run. Gone. It was just a tough one, and you can see the lead really balloon. You can see the lead ballooning. It just really like ballooned all the way up. So we don't have any bigs. We gotta fight. We gotta rebound. Fred VanVleet had a game though. We'll say that. Mm. Guess how do you keep the advantage moving? So Jason Tatum's gonna start off with the ball, and we're gonna set a screen on Jason Tatum, right? We got 2 on the ball over here, right? You guys will see once he sets the screen. Screen's over here. We go over. We're in our drop coverage. See, we have 2 on the ball. So here you get 2 on the ball, and we just keep that advantage moving. So we hit this first one, that's gonna draw someone. We pass the next one, that's gonna draw someone else. We drive, rip hard baseline. Keep your advantage. See here, we're respacing on the side. We're making ourselves available to our teammates, right? 45. Draws another one. And another pass. It's too late. This is Jason Tatum. It don't matter. Keeping that advantage. So somebody had to be out. What I would fix from that possession is somebody would have to be. So here, Pascal Siakam has to be playing 2. He has to step up. He has to be a little bit over here for him to be able to play 2. Because what happens here is that 2 are guarding 1 player. You want 1 player to guard 2. You don't want 2 of your players to guard 1. So, and then he's just late on the reaction. He's just late. Look, we look at it full time. He's just late. Just late on that reaction. 2, draw 2, pass. He's late. You're late. These NBA players are too good for you to react late. They're too good. Now, how do we settle? How do we settle ourselves on offense? Ball's going up. Call a foul. Our big men have to finish these. You got to finish these. You got to. We got to finish these. A couple more clips, guys. If you guys like the content and you guys like to keep getting better, for sure, hit that subscribe, hit that like, make sure you turn on the notifications, and we'll keep on getting better. So we miss a shot. Oof. And we fouled a 3-point shooter. That second quarter was deadly. When I was watching it, that second quarter, that's where the meltdown kind of happened. Nick Nurse, one of the best coaches in the NBA, so I'm sure he sees all these things, but instead of just not having ideas, that's why I want to do film with you guys, for you guys to be able to see. Our bigs got to finish. We're missing all these layups. You guys remember? Oh my gosh. You guys remember? Like, it's funny how we're seeing these patterns. We're all getting better every day. Remember when we were talking about how when you're dealing with a big after a screen, when you're attacking the second line of the big, we're talking about it and we're saying how you have to move your big laterally. It's the same thing. Bigs are not that good at moving laterally. So when you get a high ball screen like this, you guys see how the first thing he does is he switches sides. I'm gonna rewind this so you guys can see it slow mo. Do you guys see how he just first thing he does is switch his side? It gets the big moving laterally. Now the bigs think he's going to the rim, and Jason Tatum's a rhythm dribbler. Look, switches sides, big is on his heels, pop, hesitate. You see, the big was in retreat mode. He rises up, shoots that. So, moving laterally, it's the same thing that we're talking about, either a drive or either a sidestep. But man, see, we're taking shots out. We're not in control. That's a 3 ball. This guy's good, by the way. This guy's good. So we got to read these, okay? So if I have any players, any young hoopers setting screens, you got to read what the screen, what they're giving you, okay? So once they come and you see they're trying to double your ball handler, Chris Boucher has to short roll to this area right here. He just has to short roll to that area. Because when he does that, he rolls to the basket, but it's angles. You're not giving your ball handler an angle. Here, the angle is right here. He's able to make that low pocket pass. Got to read these things. You roll to the basket, you don't really have an angle. Whose man was that? Whose man was that? Transition defense. I get what Kyle Lowry was doing. I get though. So if we look at this in slow mo, setting this screen, he slips out of it, right? So Pascal's doing a great job staying in front. Kyle Lowry doesn't want to leave Peyton Pritchard, so he's just going to stunt over here and come back. I get what he was trying to do. See, he just stunts, but I'm big on these efforts because what happened here is Siakam was getting ready. You guys will see Siakam was getting ready. You got to take a look at Siakam. I get what Kyle Lowry was trying to do because this is a more dangerous shooter than here. But Pascal Siakam was getting ready to step out over here, but then he changed his direction. So, got to make these decisions. We have to make these decisions. All in all, I think the Raptors lost a lot. If Pascal Siakam wants to take the next step, he's got to master the elbows. He's got to learn to play from the elbows. Like he's got to catch it the same way you guys just saw him catch the ball right here. Catch that ball in the high post right here. I want to see him catch it over here and be aggressive. You guys will notice the great players like the Kobe's, the LeBrons, the Melos, they all learn to play from the high post. So what happens here is that you conserve energy. As a big player, as a star player, you conserve energy. We're gonna go again into a ball screen. Good job, Chris. Chris Boucher is playing hard. Those were the two players I saw that played the best, I think. Chris Boucher and Fred VanVleet. See? This is a shot for Pascal, but again, I find we're still settling a little bit. Mm. Just a little bit missing. So here, Boston. Pretty sure Boston's gonna go try to run this clock down. See here, 48 seconds. Raptors got a chance to go 2-for-1, so 2 fair possessions. So which means if they shoot early in their 24-second shot clock, they'll be able to get another possession back. So instead of just running it down 24 seconds and letting Boston take 24 seconds, if they shoot now, they'll be able to have 2 possessions and Boston will just have 1. And they turn the ball over. Now Boston got a chance to go 2-for-1. And they foul. Let's see what they do. He's out of balance. He's off balance. And then they hold. I just don't know. I just don't know if Siakam shooting jump shots like all game is going to be the way. Like I said, I think I'd like to see Siakam a little more at the elbows, a little more intensity on defense, and they have to rebound. They lost their 2 best rebounds, so everybody's got a gang rebound. So, but yeah, so that's the early season struggles for the Raptors. I think I'm interested to seeing what Nick Nurse is going to come up with the next one. Obviously, it's still we're searching. They're searching for what's going to happen next, but that'll be something to watch out for. So, thank you guys for staying to the end of this video. Really appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, keep the notifications up, and let's keep getting better together. This is Coach O here. Catch you on the next one.